Bankipur in Bihar, Bharatiya Janata Party lost the by-polls, the by-election. So was the case in Datia in Madhya Pradesh. Bharatiya Janata Party is gaining tremendous amount of support in the parliament. That same support is not happening on ground. Bharatiya Janata Party should be mindful of this. CJP protest has definitely caused a dent to Bharatiya Janata Party's image. Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. A few moons ago, I had mentioned in my editorial that while Bharatiya Janata Party is gaining tremendous amount of support in the parliament, that same support is not happening on ground. They are losing support. They are losing popularity on ground. I had mentioned this to you. The sentiments on ground for BJP is not all that good. They are not garnering popularity. They are not garnering support. In fact, they are losing support. Okay? This is what's happening on ground. Now, like I said, ideal democracy, ground should resonate in the parliament. Now, let's look at what's happening in the parliament. In the parliament, currently, BJP is inching towards two-third majority, to get a two-third majority so that they can pass the delimitation bill, which is coupled to the women reservation bill. Do you see the difference? In real India, they're losing grounds. In parliament, they're gaining grounds. This is the first fault line that I want to share with you what that's happening in our democracy today. The first fault line. What is happening on ground is not resonating in our parliament. If what is happening on ground is not resonating in our parliament, then we are not living in a democracy. We are living in a world where we are living our lives and the parliament is being made up by not our wish, not our votes. That's exactly what's happening there. And today, here, we got a sneak preview. Bankipur in Bihar, Bharatiya Janata Party lost the by-polls, the by-election. So was the case in Datia in Madhya Pradesh. The only place they won was Manjalpur in Gujarat. They lost 2 out of the 3 by-elections. Now, Bankipur is very, very important. Why is Bankipur important? Bankipur is important because Bankipur was a constituency which was dominated by Bharatiya Janata Party. In fact, the current president of Bharatiya Janata Party, when he resigned because he became the president of Bharatiya Janata Party, this was his constituency. It was almost sure that Bharatiya Janata Party will win it. And the fact is, it's nothing surprising. If Bharatiya Janata Party thought that way, because this constituency has been with Bharatiya Janata Party since 1995. 1995 to 2005, it was Nabin Kishor Prasad Sinha who was the sitting MLA. From 2005 to 2025, it was Nitin Nabin who was the MLA of this particular constituency. So, almost from 1995 to 2025, it was dominated by the Bharatiya Janata Party. 2026, Prashant Kishor took it away after 20 years of dominance, absolute dominance by Bharatiya Janata Party. And believe me, the president of Bharatiya Janata Party, Nitin Nabin, president of Bharatiya Janata Party, his seat, he couldn't save his own seat and he is the boss of Bharatiya Janata Party today. This is the status. Do you know that Bharatiya Janata Party is, let me take you through the vote share of Bharatiya Janata Party in Bankipur constituency. In 2009 general election, they had a 65% vote share. In 2010 assembly election, they had a 72% vote share. In 2014 general election, they had a 64.9% vote share. And 2015 assembly election, they had 60.2% vote share. In 2019 general election, they had 69.9% vote share. 2020 assembly election, 59.1% vote share. 2024, 64.1% vote share. 2025, 62.7% vote share, that is assembly elections. And 2026 assembly election by poll, they had 34.5% vote share. This time around, Suraaj, which is Prashant Kishor's party, Prashant Kishor, who defeated Neeraj Kumar, BJP's Neeraj Kumar by over 19,000 votes, he has a vote share of 49.23%. Bharatiya Janata Party got a vote share of 34.4%, which is the least they have got in the last 20 years. And of course, RJD got 10.95%. This has been the status. This is how Bharatiya Janata Party got decimated from Bankipur. I repeat, the seat which was occupied by their current sitting president. The current sitting president and the entire Bharatiya Janata Party couldn't get that seat back, couldn't retain that seat. That seat is lost. What does it talk? What does it say about Bharatiya Janata Party's popularity? Same thing happened even in Madhya Pradesh. What does it talk about Bharatiya Janata Party's popularity? Bharatiya Janata Party has to be mindful of this fact. Mindful of this fact. This is what possibly things are going to be if Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't take corrective steps. Now, let me also conclude my editorial with a very basic strategic rider. You see, elections are not something that can be predicted for 4 years and 3 years and 2 years and all that. The trend to some extent, yes, but end of the day, changes happen even in the last minute. So, while I started my program by saying that, you see, this is something that Bharatiya Janata Party should be mindful of. This CJP protest has definitely caused a dent to Bharatiya Janata Party's image. All that is absolutely correct, but it does not mean that this dent will be seen right up to 2029 or things won't change up to 2029. All that is not a fact. All that is this wishful thinking. But the fact remains that for opposition party, this is a huge opportunity. This time around, they have a dent. This time around, they have to capitalize on that dent. They have to capitalize the current sentiment into political equity. That is what opposition has to do. And if the opposition manages to do that, then Bharatiya Janata Party could be possibly in trouble 2029. But if the opposition is still fragmented, if AAP is going to run their own way, Congress is going to run their own way, others are going to run their own way, then possibly, again, Bharatiya Janata Party can recuperate, Bharatiya Janata Party can mend that dent, and Bharatiya Janata Party can be ready by 2029. This is the choice of the opposition as to who do they want to actually fight with. Do they want to fight with each other or do they want to fight with Bharatiya Janata Party? This is something that the opposition has to consider. And for Bharatiya Janata Party, wake up, smell the coffee. Those dominant period, those where you could use your forces, your central agencies and all are over. Get over it. Because all that can be done with politicians, all that can be done with journalists, but with masses, you can't do all that. You have to win the masses. You have to win the masses. You can poach, make MPs and MLAs defect. They're easy. Masses, very difficult. Go back to real politics. Go back to traditional politics. Go back to winning people, winning voters. Go back to that. If you want to have a long-term view from here on, go back to that. That would be what Bharatiya Janata Party should be currently thinking. I know it is difficult for them to do that possibly, but I think it's time they start doing it. That's the point I wanted to make. Till I see you next time. That's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.